Okay, my name is Sammy Prieto. I'm originally from Lubbock, Texas, and I'm here now. I started off my real estate venture in about 2.5 years ago, about 3 years ago, and I basically started off buying a course from someone and paid about 500 bucks for it. And I got to learn a little bit of what wholesaling was. But I did go on appointments, didn't do very well with them because I did not know how to talk to people. They taught you about wholesaling, but they did not teach you how to talk to people and convince them that you were the best solution to their problem. So that's how I started. I did walked about 6 properties, and I ended up not having any under contract. So I knew I was doing something wrong, and I didn't know what it was. So I found some people and that introduced me to Bryce, and that's when I got into the academy and did a lot. Got my first deal under contract by using his technique. So trusting the process is definitely something that I learned throughout the course when I first started out, and that led to me doing my first year. I think I did close to 20 deals. Yeah, I got one lady.
Oh, wait. Let's stop right there, Sammy, because I remember a conversation. We have a mutual friend, and you and Chris were out in the duck blind, and I remember jumping on the phone with you, and you told me like you'd been at this for 6 to 9 months and hadn't got a deal. And I said something to you. I'm like, dude, you give me like 10% of your trust. Let me earn the other 90%. Chris says you're a good dude. You're a good dude in my book. And let's work together. And you're like, yes. And you did what? You trusted
The process.
and you got 20 deals your first year. Holy cow, dude. That's amazing.
Yes.
Tell me, since working with the academy the last like 2.5 years, out of the 2.5, 3 years you've been in real estate, how has your life changed since you've been in the REI Results Academy?
Number one was confidence building. I built confidence to talk to people. One of the people do tell me that I do talk, that people like enjoy talking to me. Yeah, that's fine and dandy, but how to talk to people is something I learned. That was my weakness. Exactly telling them why I was there, how I could help them, giving them the best solution possible for how I could help them. And so being able to construct that into my conversations with the sellers and buyers, I mean, that was the big, that's what was lacking. And that was my biggest takeaway, was learning how to talk to people, having a conversation with them, learning about NLP and how to, get into the mind of people. And it's not in a bad way. When people say NLP is something, oh, you're brainwashing them, it's not brainwashing. It's just conveying your message and how they take it. And it was amazing. When I got my first deal, I was doing literally, I was doing cartwheels because I was so excited.
I remember that. And you're right. Great questions leads to great insights. And it's not always the genius in the room that has all the answers, but it's the person that makes genius out of others by asking better questions. And I love that that's your takeaway. So let me ask you this, Sammy. If someone's watching this and the sound of your voice, I mean, obviously we can see it on your hat. You've got Shadow Hills Real Estate Investment. You've got a company now, not just doing deals, but you've got a company now. And somebody's on the fence. They've been doing 1 or 2 deals, like onesie twosies, and they're trying to go to the next level. What would you tell them about working with Kyle and I, the REI Results Academy, the Inner Circle, and what we offer? What would you tell them to push them over the edge and to just move forward with us?
Yeah, that's awesome that you brought that up. And that is that they need to create a system, and mainly the system is you guys. And when they implement REI Results into that system, you have all the tools, everything you need. If you go back and watch the videos, and that's one thing I would tell people, watch the videos from the very beginning. If they still have access to that, they can get those. I mean, Bryce teaches you the contracts, how to make it in from the terms of the law and the courts and all that, and putting it on, letting them know how to understand it and transfer that information over to the sellers. That way they understand the contract and they feel comfortable with you. So there's always that KLT, you know, get to know you, then they get to like you, and then after that they get to trust you. And once you convey that message over to them, that's everything. And you guys always have, I think it's on Tuesdays, Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, you know, you have the where you go and you interact, and that's the main thing. Is there's a lot of communication and talking live with you guys 2 to 3 days a week, and not everybody offers that. So definitely communicate, and that's the best thing that you can have, is a mentor who actually does talk to you and answer all your questions.
I love that. My last and final question is this, Sammy. If there was one thing outside of learning better conversations, what is your greatest takeaway for running and operating your business that you've learned from working with Kyle and I in the REI Results Academy?
It's everything. I mean, I've done all these deals I did by myself, as far as I did some JV deals, but I've did everything from the very beginning, from finding these motivated sellers to getting them under contract to finding buyers, and then, you know, go to the closing table with it. So learning the process all the way through from A to Z is the biggest thing that I learned from you guys. There were so many missing pieces when I did that one course I spent some money on. There are so many missing pieces there that were not presented in the course. And all those pieces were given to me many times. A lot of it is stuff that's repetitive. And when you hear repetitive, it starts to sink in. When it sinks
Don't give away all of our secrets. We give it to you all day one, but then we beat you in the head with it, right?
But seriously, repetition is great when you do it over and over. I mean, that's the main thing that's been very beneficial to me.
I've done a lot of these testimonials, and I've never heard the way that you said the same thing that others have said, and I love it. I'm glad that you see that, and you're right. We give it all to you from day one, and then we just pound it in over and over and over until you get results.
My name is Sammy Prieto, and I endorse REI Results.